Hey, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all of the other episodes, check the link in the description, stop by raprankings.com, or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. And please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help us grow the channel and continue our journey as hip-hop's first and premier extreme podcast.
I have a lot of things to say, guys.
We were warned multiple times that this guest spot here today has the potential to get us all canceled.
The views of Jesse Fairfax do not reflect Mel Moves or Rap Rankings HQ.
That's true, but I will say this is the unofficial third member of Rap Rankings. Jesse Fairfax from Old Harlem.
Give it up for him.
A true head.
Y'all know who it is.
That's right. So here we go. He's Jigga Jesse.
That's
Can't
true.
leave Rab alone. The game needs me, guys.
I would say so. I would say so.
The cast needs you. The pod
it's
needs
not
you.
a season of Rap Rankings without Jesse.
Yep. I'm not small penis rap. I'm not masculine moves. I'm neutral.
Moles, are we ever going to do a whole small penis raps season?
That would be great.
It would really help once and for all explain that concept to people based on the artists that we pick and the albums that we pick.
I think there's enough of that stuff coming out that almost every season feels like a little bit of small penis theme season.
Come on. Well, let's keep that idea in the back pocket. I think it could be good. But,
all right, guys. I have a lot to say today. I don't mean to cut you guys off. Whenever you're ready.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Listen, we are gathered here today to get canceled over, I guess, track 5, which is.
Oh, it's not over track 5. It's just over my commentary.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I have.
It won't. That won't. Okay, the song track 5 is not going to be the reason we get canceled.
Yeah, I have a lot of things to say. I have like impromptu segments. I have lots of things to say.
Wow. Okay.
Well, should we start by rating the song?
I think we should do one segment. Up to you guys.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I think because you've been on the show before, you know, there may be new listeners, but hopefully they started from the beginning so they know how the rating system works. I mean, do we really need to go through that?
Not when Jesse's here. I refuse.
Not with Jesse. He's basically one of us. He already knows, you know. So yeah, we can start with the rating. We can start with whatever. Doesn't matter.
Family, not a group.
That's right.
Oh, God.
Well, if we're starting with whatever, guys, I got to tell you guys something. I recently, over the past month or so, I joined a cult.
A cult? I
joined a cult. It's a cult called Rab.
Oh. Okay, I like that. That. I was scared for a second, but I like that.
It's run the way you guys run a cult. I'm in a cult now.
Wow.
This is a cult run by 2 guys, Mel Ron Hubbard and Moles Ron Hubbard.
You know, having been in a bit of a cult, a bit of a cult myself before, to sound like Tobias Funke, you know, I think this is a much better cult than the one I was in before.
Oh, we're going to talk about everything today, Mel. Don't you worry.
Oh, man.
But my first segment, I sat through 49 hours of the mainline season 1.
Wow.
So I have a segment called Ranking the Rankings, if you guys can give me a moment.
Wow,
I'm ready.
This is a segment that's going to make me the second biggest supporter after Dan Wolf.
Yo, the gunshots are going off. This is crazy. Yep. Ranking the rankings.
I'm shaking.
I like this.
I'm shaking.
I like this. We did not know this, folks. I swear to God.
I got surprises today, guys.
This is coming.
I have surprises.
Okay.
I have surprises. It shouldn't take too long. So, but for anyone who just fast forwarded to hear me, these numbers do not reflect the quality of a show, just a level of enjoyment. 10 is a perfect episode of Rap Rankings, one of my favorites of all time. 5, I feel practically nothing about this episode. 1, I absolutely can't stand it. One of the worst things I've ever heard.
Wow.
Once every episode is rated, there's a takeaway. Well, yeah, we get to the takeaway rating. Spoiler for Melon Moves, we're at a 100% for the takeaway.
Wow.
Average rating
100%.
7 or higher. Average rating, highest potential here would be 120. 10 multiplied by 12. Weighted rating, add those two and divide by 2. Lastly, this is where moves you jump in.
Bobby,
that's right. We have a rap ranking season club system. Silver, 75 to 80%. I'll just jump straight to diamond, 90 to 100%. Okay.
Oh my God.
Track 1, Kanye Graduation, produced by Melon Moles. 9. That's right.
Oh my God.
You guys got to come out of retirement and rap about me over Big Brother. There was a great homecoming rant by Moles about the homecoming song. Sorry, Moles, Drunken Hot Girls is a 7+.
Oh, thank you.
give me a break.
Thank you. This is amazing.
My theory,
the best thing of the day.
My theory is Kanye watched Eyes Wide Shut and he made it. It's like ballroom rap.
Wow.
Yep.
All I gotta
That's
say
a
to
great
that,
description.
all I gotta say to that is Taylor, take the wheel.
That's right. And Kanye heard Will It Play NPR and said, "Don't tell me you sing you about to get a deal. You drunken hot Mel." Track 2.
Oh my God.
Track 2, 50 Cent Curtis, produced by Melon Moles, a.k.a. G-Unit Moles Just Want to Have Fun.
Wow.
Before I give my rating, hey Mel, hey Moles, you smell that? I smell pussy.
Smell pussy.
Is that you,
You
Jeff?
got it.
I smell pussy. Is that you, James? Shout out our boys at Shots Fired LLC.
Wow.
I know what Rab likes. Moles, you didn't get that one?
I got it all.
All right.
I got it all.
This is why we might get canceled today.
I'm just in amazement at what is happening right now.
Hey, how did Mel not know who Ab Liva was? You ain't black. The show went from an 8- to an 8.
And you ain't black.
That's right. The show went from an 8- to an 8 with Moles trying to edge the rating.
That's right.
Track 3.
I disagree on. Hold up. I think you're fucking tripping though, because I think
I'm
that Curtis
sweating.
episode is a 10. I think it's the.
I'm
I think it's
sweating.
the classic of classics. I laid out how Curtis sold more than Graduation.
No, we got some
This is
better
great.
episodes than that.
This is
Track
great.
3, Playboy Cardi Dial-It featuring Micah and Van Buren, produced by Melon Moles. 8-. I loved how hype Mel was combined with Moles' distaste. Van Buren might have the best laugh of all the guests. He might have a better laugh than Mel.
I will let him know this.
Track 4, Eric B. and Rakim, Paid in Full, featuring Dart Adams, produced by Melon Moles. By the way, ask Dart Adams who told him to start blogging. He'll tell you. 8+.
Wow.
You guys are talking to a legend here. 8+.
Yo, this is crazy.
8+. Move the Crowd is more than a 7-.
Okay.
I think that's for.
Okay.
I think that was for Moles. DJ
Yeah,
Red
that's
Alert,
for
shout
me.
out. Thanks for that.
Shout out to him.
Yep. Mel gave Extended Beat a 8-. My unconfirmed theory is Move the Crowd inspired the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song. Think about it.
Wow.
You know
I
what?
like to take a minute to
That's
sit
a
right
great
there.
theory.
I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air. Think about it.
Oh my God.
Unconfirmed theory. Track 5, Kendrick Lamar.
Did we get since we're on the blueprint? Did we get renegated by Dart Adams? I think so.
I
Dart
have
is a
more
powerful
commentary.
presence. He's a powerful presence.
Track 5,
I'll give him that.
Kendrick Lamar, Damn, produced by Melon Moles. I gave it a 9. Raw thoughts. That was funny. When you guys were making fun of Triple X and you were making fun of Love and Zakari. One of the better Drake reports.
Okay. I got I might have to make a Drake report supercut. I had to remember what I was even saying on that.
Track 6, UGK Riding Dirty, featuring Al Shipley, produced by Melon Moles, 8+.
Wow.
I didn't have too much comments on that. There was a great Busta Rhymes impersonation. Moles said, "Fuck Big Bear and woman can fuck Mel's car." Track 7, The Chronic, featuring Rappers Are Actors, produced by Melon Moles. Before I give my rating, I just want to say, I don't love Jeff Weiss. I don't love what Can Do. Frankly, I don't love nothing they got to do with. I gave that one a 7.
Okay.
Track 8, Ludacris.
Now hold up. You gave it a 7 just based on the quality of the review, or because were we sacrilegious to the Chronic? Did we not give it the proper respect?
Oh no, I just judge it off of like how entertained I was by each episode.
Okay.
Track 8, Ludacris Word of Mouth, featuring King LJ, produced by Melon Moles, 8+.
Nice.
Yeah. Mel didn't know who Schoolie D was. Moles got ghosted by Guilty Simpson. Moles didn't know Lenny Kravitz and Montel Jordan from Now 4. And Moles...
Yeah, listen, that's blasphemy.
No, that's You Ain't Black.
Both. It is You Ain't Black.
And You Ain't Black.
It's You Ain't Blasphemy.
That's right. And Moles, Growing Pains ain't no 10 and You Ain't Black.
Oh my
God.
Wow, Growing Pains is a 10. Fuck out of here.
That ain't no 10 and You Ain't Black. It was a good little Dickie discussion. Track 9, Nicki Minaj, Queen, featuring 88 and Friends, 9-.
Oh my God. You hear that, Barbs?
Daniel Ochoa stole the show.
Missed out on.
Yep, Daniel Ochoa stole the show. And you guys dropped the ball never playing Aqua Barbie Girl. Let's see here.
Wow.
Track 10, Eminem Show, produced by Melon Moles, featuring the third member. Let's see here.
Come on, he's going to give us one a 10.
I gave that one a 9.
Folks. Okay.
Yep. The Josh Lewis fight story for no reason, I was told. The Mel Penis story.
Oh, man. Classic. Both classic stories, really.
Right. And we ain't going to discuss Jesse Fairfax Inc. That just establishes the darker, deeper guest appearance link. Let's see here. Track 11, DJ Quick Rhythmalism. I gave it a 7. Let's see here. Track 12, Drake Take Care. I gave it an 8.
Okay.
We're not talking about the albums. We're talking about the episodes.
Right. I'll take the 8 because it was almost 8 hours. So I'll take the 8.
One point for every hour.
Yeah, pretty much. Mel got a kiss on the cheek, and Moles, you were effing tripping saying Just Blaze is overrated. But you guys cracked the 91% weighted rating, so you cracked the Diamond Podcast Club.
Oh my God!
And Mel, crazy. The Real Her verse was a 5.
We're talking about my verse, right?
Yep.
I didn't have a verse
from the bonus footage.
Oh yeah.
Mel played his version of The Real Her.
Yeah, remember it? Well, no, the Patreon exclusive State of the Rankings. I played The Real Her, my Lost The Real Her verse.
It was a 5.
That's right.
Okay, I can accept a 5. I can accept that.
Jesse, how would you rate my flip of Practice?
I don't think I heard it.
It's in the episode.
Is it?
It's in the Take Care episode, yeah.
I don't remember it. I'm sorry.
When you're in a cult, sometimes you fall under a spell, under a trance.
Yeah, I missed that one.
This is true about cults. It's very true.
Oh, the beat flip. I thought you meant like you rapped over something.
No, not on
the beat flip that you guys talked about, that was pretty good.
There we go.
Okay. That wasn't bad.
There we go. So Growing Pains not a 10, huh?
Oh, no, You Ain't Black.
Well, yeah, I think we confirmed that over the whole season of season 1 is 100% confirmation I ain't black.
Right.
But now we're in season 2.
All right, I'm ready to talk about some Jay-Z.
Okay.
Finally.
I gotta say this has been a treat. This has been a treat.
This is brilliant.
To have the system flipped and turned against us is one of the most pleasurable experiences of my life.
Hey, I'll be back next season to do season 2.
This is amazing.
But I have more to say.
You heard it here first, folks. Jesse Fairfax ranking the rankings. You know, only he can do it. Only he can do it. No one else can do this. He has laid claim to this.
And yeah, I think he's pulled up right alongside Dan Wolfe.
Oh yeah, listen, it's him and Dan. They're neck and neck right now. I would say CBG. He's like 6th man of the year, perhaps.
CBG's making. Listen, CBG has a lot to say. If you want, should we get into it right now before we get into the song?
They might be the triple. They're the triumvirate, bro.
CBG.
I may have introduced CBG to the show.
Oh, okay. So then by default, he would be under you
because we're followers.
Because, yeah. Okay.
You brought people. Listen, it's not a cult if you don't bring other people into it.
That's so true.
He messaged me this morning saying, Mel effing tripping with the 6 or change the game. Mel, what's our phone number? You guys can call in and tell us directly.
Oh, our phone number? I'll tell you what our phone number is. It's 718-635-0743. That is 718-635-0743.
I haven't played Change the Game in a long time, but it's at least a 7.
Okay. You know what's fun? I gave it a 7 2 years ago. So I don't know. It wasn't a change for me.
But you know what's crazy?
No pun intended.
I know that something's going on here because CBG sent me his ratings for the Dynasty, and he gave me his weighted rating as well. He says 77.5 weighted rating, fucking R. Kelly. And you know something? We got Jesse rating the show using the rating system. We got CBG rating the Dynasty using the rating system. This is the greatest honor that I've ever experienced because
you feel me?
If really we could get you to start using the rating system, I care about that probably more than anything in the world. If people could start
just so we can have that common ground,
like intelligently,
to discuss things,
and you know, in a detail-oriented matter that's fact-based in some way. I mean, in some quantifiable fashion, where numbers mean things. I don't know. I appreciate it, guys. Keep listening, keep rating, keep ranking. And follow. Listen, you guys got a. I don't think it's even going to be possible, but you guys got a long way to go before you could be mentioned amongst the likes of a Dan Wolf or a Jesse Fairfax, or a Sean.
Yeah.
All right? Or CBG, please, guys. I
that's
really,
the Mount Rushmore. That's it.
That's
the
now,
Mount Rushmore.
As of right now, and I mean, listen, it's going to be Dan is the top dog. Okay, the man is. He's a fucking
I'll gladly
beast.
take number 2.
He's a fucking beast. Jesse's a fucking beast. He's a fucking beast for sure. All right? CBG, he's a beast. Okay, Sean, you're a fucking beast too, man. All right? Everyone else, you need to get on their level. If you're trying to really join the cult, if you want to rate, rank, and discuss.
Fuck,
holler at me. But what are we here to do today?
I did some extra credit. I gave the Blueprint. Blueprint is in my Platinum Club.
Okay.
14 out of 15 takeaway, 121 out of 150.
14 out of 14?
14 out of 15.
14 out of 15. Okay, so you're rating the bonus tracks individually.
Yeah, Spotify split them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, more power to you, and we love to hear it. And by God, we're here to do Jigga That Redacted.
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Izzo's a 6 for me.
Izzo's a 6 for you?
Yep, everything else is 7 or higher.
Okay.
You know what? I respect Izzo being a 6. I do. You know why? Because starting this album, I was expecting, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give this at least a light 8. And then I listened to it, and I was like, it's just a strong 7 for me.
We will have done Izzo already in the sequence of the show, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's track 3. So
Izzo is arguably it's the song that probably made me want to buy this album when it came out, and yet now I don't know what it. I mean, the rapping is fine to me. The chorus is kind of silly, and the beat doesn't really do anything for me. It's like the same. I know, come on, it's the Jackson 5 sample.
And trust me, it's not because I have a disdain for Kanye now, because there are many.
I
like the song. I know you have, but I like the song. It's just I don't like it as much as I thought I would, or looking at society as much as I guess I should, But to me, it's the lesser Hard Knock Life to me personally. Like I put it in that same group. It's like let's do the almost novelty sample, sort of playful sounding beat.
Yeah, a little less novelty-ish.
Well, yeah,
I would say like a little more.
Michael Jackson's less of the Jackson 5 rather, are less of a novelty than I keep wanting to say Shirley Temple. Don't know why. Annie. But yeah. I'll say this, man. I guess I'll lead off.
Well,
Jigga.
Before we get into it, in order to properly assess Jay-Z, Mel, where were you born? Peoria?
Yes.
Moles, where were you born?
I was born in Manhattan. No, I was born in Manhattan. Moved to Queens.
Born by the river.
I was certainly not. Well, maybe the fucking Manhattan River. I was born in Manhattan, moved to Queens, moved to Long Island, moved back to Queens, moved to Brooklyn, moved back to Long Island, moved to LA.
Got it. Wow. Who can guess where I was born?
Me.
I'll guess because I don't know for sure. Alabama?
No.
I have two guesses.
Okay, go ahead.
My first guess is somewhere on Long Island because I know that you have some roots on Long Island.
My parents moved to the city and had me.
Okay, so is it possible that you were born at Woodhull?
I don't know what Woodhull is.
It's across from Marcy.
Oh, no. Guys, I was born with more songs than Trey. Wrote a song a day. No childhood
like John Bonet. But it was all in faith.
I had to reel you guys in. That was
awesome cake for ultimately dreams fall and break.
I had to reel you guys
in. Yo, you did. He had to reel us in, he says. Folks.
Don't even ask me how.
He promised that he would discuss the other cult. He promised he would.
Oh, that cult is coming up.
Listen. Oh, okay. Well,
Charles Hamilton.
Oh no! I didn't know this was gonna be that kind of show. I really didn't.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't.
You always got that drop ready. Never needs to be loaded up or anything.
I think that is the literal first time I've ever played that drop on this show.
It's bullshit.
No, the one you're thinking of is this. Charles Hamilton.
Okay. I've heard that one before.
Now, the bigger question is, why do I have multiple drops? Name. But that's for another day. It's for another day. So, yeah, where were we? Yeah, track 5. You know, jigga that N word. All right, I can say that. Jigga that nigga. Yeah, folks, everyone, this song is produced by the Trackmasters, and I'm not here to debate the mastery of tracks, but I'll say that this track in particular, for me, is a flat 7.
Okay, who goes next?
It depends. Up to you, really. I mean, you're our guest.
Okay, Mel, I need you to give me that Doja Cat soundbite.
I got it loaded up. Just tell me when to hit it.
I'm ready.
The song, however, I agree. The worst, maybe the worst song in the entire world. Not good. Lyrically, lost. The worst song. The lyrics in the song don't make sense.
That said, 8+.
Oh my God! Oh, wow! Well, listen, I think you went. Doja Cat seems to be a lot of people's thoughts about this song. I've heard so many things about this song being bad, and I don't see it personally. You know, I've always liked it. Now, maybe you have to be black to like it, or not. We're about to find out, because Moles, you got to tell us your rating. You can't
drum roll, the please.
I should get a drum roll soundbite. We ain't got that, but I'll just do this.
Ding me, baby! 7+.
So it's true. You don't have to be black to like Jigga That Redacted. Wow, you actually like this thing more than me. Maybe I ain't black.
Well, I'm not going to go ahead and go that far, but...
Well, I mean, that was the original context of the soundbite, so...
And you ain't black.
Sorry, Joe.
I don't know, man. This is like, first of all, it's an outlier on the album in a good way, whereas I feel like Takeover is actually an outlier musically in a bad way.
Well, I'm glad you said that word outlier, because Jay-Z has said something about this. He apparently purposely placed the song in the middle of the track list to break up the album's heavy soul sampling. He said, what Jigga That Nigga did was, in the soul samples and that feeling, it kept you awake. It was one of those joints that was out of place, but out of place in a good way, because it's like in the middle of the album pretty much, and it breaks the album up to go right back into that motion. So, yeah, I think it does. I think it does do just that. But the most of the album isn't this synthetic.
I would say there are 4 departures on the album. There's Takeover, which is like rock. It samples the Doors. It's like psychedelic rock.
Agreed.
There's this, which is kind of like shiny suit rap in a way. Almost like a beat that Fabulous would rap on during this era. Mm-hmm. There's Hola Jovito, which is Latin flavored. And then there's Renegade, which is an Eminem beat, basically.
Right. Agreed. I mean, he produced it.
Yes.
So, and it's definitely a beat.
But it has that sort of like funeral organ feel to it of an Eminem beat that doesn't necessarily mesh with the rest of the album musically. Yeah. Now, at this point in the review, we'll have already gotten past this, so I'll say Takeover is the only song on this album that I give a 6.
And I get we will be talking about that in real life tomorrow, and I'll chew you out then. But in this episode, we've already talked about it, as the listeners have already heard us talk about it.
So all the other outliers for me don't work for me. So with this being no exception, I enjoy this song.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Although I definitely think that it's production-wise, it's dated. The chorus is a little irritating, but not to me, because it's I have my nostalgic attachment to this whole album, really. But I could see it being irritating in the way that I find like the S. Carter hook to be slightly irritating.
Oh, that's a horrible hook.
I think you just don't like women on choruses. That's what I think.
That's not true, because I gave Can't Knock the Hustle a 9 plus.
S. Carter's a horrible hook.
Can't Knock the Hustle's a horrible
Nobody
hook.
likes that.
I said S. Carter.
Oh, thank you. What do you think of Emil, Jesse?
Come on.
In general, what do you think of Emil as overall? Like not just overall, her whole tenure in the Rock.
I guess she was an important part of their legacy, but I never heard her solo album. I can't really quote too many of her bars or anything.
Unfortunately,
she was important.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
As a staunch defender of her on this show, I'm actually in the same boat.
I would call her bottom tier.
Bottom tier, yeah.
Bottom tier Rockefeller.
Mm-hmm. Who would you put above her, or who would you put below her, rather?
What would anyone who was on the Streets Is Watching soundtrack that never had an album?
Chris Sean, really?
They had an album. There was a group, Diamonds in the Rough, I think. Mm-hmm. I went to school with one of like their younger brothers or something. They never had an album, so they don't really count. There was like this whole big poster of Rockefeller acts that were supposed to come out. A lot of them never came out. But pretty much everyone else is above her. Cameron, Beanie Siegel, Memphis Bleak, the Young Guns.
Petey.
Definitely. I don't think he ever had an album, but still talent-wise, definitely over her. I would put All Estate Property pretty much above her.
He had a lot of mixtapes. I think we can give him that.
Right. Even Emilio Sparks, he was very awkward, I think.
Unorthodox is a better word. Contribution is writing the hook on "Give It to Me."
It was. That's what I've been saying this whole season. It's been a case of diminishing returns ever since. And now she's gone. Because you got to drop Emil.
Emilio Sparks chorus.
Well, he didn't write that, Emil.
He didn't? I thought that was it.
He recited Rick James.
Oh, right.
From Give It To Me.
Oh, right. Because he does say... I'm really a whippersnapper. I forgot that he goes, give me that funk that we don't. He does say that in the song.
All he did was recite Rick James.
Oh my god!
I hope he doesn't get a writing credit on that.
The crazy thing about Mel is he actually knows a lot more than he leads on, but I think he's low key. Like I think he's been doing a lot of the drugs, man. Because he can't remember. He doesn't remember anything. He knows the song.
Folks, in my brain, as I realize that literally is Rick James. That's all I got. This is the second time this year that something Rick James related has smacked me in the face after the fact. There's a not that I'm here to mention this guy, but there's a Drake leak called "Intoxicated."
My God, can't make it.
And he's literally just repurposing "Give It To Me."
Charles don't worry, Move. We're getting to
that. Well, hey,
we should get to it because
we're getting all that towards the end.
So yeah, we all love the song. I mean, what a coinky dink.
You said it's dated. I would say, yeah, I could see that. I wrote that it's so early 2000s in a good way. This production of Jigga That N. It has this clap, the clap noise. It sounds like it's in FL Studio, I believe, and it's in a bunch of songs. Like the one that comes to mind. I don't like this song, but it's the Chris Brown. It's like hearts all over the world tonight, and hey little mama. That song. It's in that song. If it's not that clap, it's similar. I like how they got the sort of stereoed guitar serving as the bass line here. Mm-hmm. I like the dryness of the mix. I don't know if anyone else noticed.
Yeah, it's a really crispy mix. I like.
Yeah, it's a snappy, bouncy mix. And I feel like just production-wise, musically, it could have been on like Volume 3 to me. You know
what happened to the Trackmasters? By the way, I feel like they really from like It Was Written era, like '96, until probably just like a year after this when they did the Rock My World remix, the Jay-Z. We'll be talking about on that mixtape review coming up pretty soon. You know, what happened to the Trackmasters? They were really
What happened to the Trackmasters? What happened to Dark Child? What happened to a bunch of people? That's what I want to know.
They've all made a lot of money. I'm sure they're fine.
I hope they're fine at least.
Well, yeah, they made all their money in an era when music actually sold. So they have like mad plaques in their houses, and those are real sales. They'll be all right. I'm just saying, like, what happened? They used to be everywhere.
Didn't they have more stuff on Nas albums? I'm sure.
Oh, they had plenty of stuff on Nas albums. Oh, you know what? They worked with Curran.
Curran? He's back?
Yeah, he's back. They worked with him in, what is this, 2009? 2008.
I was unaware.
I hear that. Anyway.
I'll say this about just on the subject of the Trackmasters. Apparently, in an interview with Complex, Tone of the Trackmasters recalled the making of this song. He said it was actually one of the first records they made for the album. And he says, Jigga My Nigga wasn't done for Jay. It was done for MC Light. When they finished it, they thought it was more for Jay. Apparently, when he was recording it, Shaka Zulu and his wife were in the studio. He speaks French, so she came in and did that little intro in the beginning.
From Roots?
Then I ran over to the studio. Say what?
From Roots? Was Shaka Zulu someone in Alex Haley's Roots, or? I don't know. I could have it wrong. There was a character named Shaka Zulu in something.
In Roots?
I remember there being a Shaka Zulu mini-series of its own on TV in the late 90s, Jesse.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Clearly, I ain't black.
Some Shaka Zulu. I don't know which one, but
I ain't black.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right to not be black sometimes, I guess.
Welcome,
yeah, so his wife spoke French. His wife spoke French, so she came in and did that intro. And Tone ran over to the studio, and Jay loved it as soon as he heard it. Jay apparently recorded the vocals twice. He did it the first time and thought it was a hit. And then he left. And 3 days later, he was like, yo, I did the rhymes over. You're going to love it like this. I promise you. So, yeah. But weirdly enough, later on in this little blurb on this bad website, Genius, they said that producer Tone said the track was originally made for Nori. So who is it? MC Light or Nori? He says Nori doesn't even know it was for Nori. That's funny. It was actually the same joint, but the word Nori instead of Jigga. So I guess it was Nori, that nigga Nori. But yeah.
I could hear it, and I could hear him on the beat, and even like what Jay's doing, like the come on the track, like with a throwback jersey and a fitted, might blow a bag of Hershey in the Ciddix, like the Ciddix, Chittick, like that is like very Nori.
Okay, great verse starter, by the way. You just covered one of my notes. I love how the first verse starts. I love how the first verse. Come on,
Emilio
you gotta
Sparks
come on
didn't
the
write
track
that,
like
Mel.
Say what?
Emilio Sparks didn't write that, Mel. That was the Steve Miller Group, Fly Like an Eagle.
Oh, really now?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about... I'm thinking of the Seal cover.
Jesse's going deep, man. You got to keep up.
No.
Time keeps on slipping.
Oh, no.
Slipping.
I'm sure that was like the original. Or maybe Bismarcky, Nobody Beats the Biz.
Wow.
One of the two. Or, if you look it up, there's a Jay-Z remix of some group called Shy. And they sampled that.
Oh.
Same Fly Like an Eagle.
It's on the the S. Carter mix.
Yeah, because right. I'm glad. Yeah, that you actually just reminded
me.
That
could be a reference to that.
I just heard the mixtape that song is on the J tape.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he could have got the da from a lot of places, but I like it. Yeah, it's I mean, as far as the content of the song, like it's shiny suit raps. Really, not much being said. I mean, he's Jigger that word, So yeah. I mean, look, verse 2 talking about I am killing them out here. They needing first aid because the boy got more sixes in first grade. The crib got killer views and square feet. You have to film MTV Cribs for a week. Listen, I really like that line because
I like that line when I was a kid, especially, and Cribs was on TV at the time. Are you? Well,
I'm about to get into that. But there are two reasons I like this line. First, I skipped first grade, folks. If you didn't know. At 6 years old and went to second. So he's right in terms of the age corresponding.
They've all seen the show, Mel.
No, listen. I'm telling you, it's not about the show specifically. It's about. Okay, let me just tell you.
No, they've seen the show. This is Melvin. They've all seen it.
Oh, that show. No, they haven't seen that show. They need to see that show.
You might have to film This Is Melvin for a week after this episode.
Check out This Is Melvin on YouTube if you want to see a relic from our time failing as artists. But here's the thing, folks. Getting older is realizing that sometimes those aren't their actual houses on MTV Cribs. And also, then being deep enough in the internet age where you have to be told every other week that either they aren't their real houses or how much the show was missed, despite the show never getting a chance to age enough for anyone to get truly nostalgic because it's brought back up every other week by those meme and novelty accounts. Shrek doesn't know rap. Shrek isn't real.
I hate that account.
Let me stop. I hate it. I hate the account.
Fuck that account.
I want beef. Man. I want smoke. I want beef with the account. I don't want the conference. I don't even want conflict, but I don't like the account. I don't like you. Shrek knows rap. You might be a good person in real life. I don't know, but as an account, I don't like you. And I have to believe that you're probably a bad person for making the account. Rap Rankings is the only rap account you need, folks. But
I hate that account more than the Nazis.
We can't even miss MTV Cribs because like in this age everything just gets brought back up in a tweet every week. It's like, oh my god, like it'll be the caption will be like, Nelly really had this in his house, and it's just the same clip that they've been recycling for like 3 years. It's like, yeah, I like to see MTV Cribs come back, but at the same time, no, because every time they bring something back, they mess it up. But yeah, people who don't like this record, it's catchy. I don't know why.
I just think it's funny that they use the fact that it doesn't sound like it doesn't fit with the soulful feel of the album but then they go on to talk about Renegade and Takeover and how much they like those tracks, and I'm just like, all right, something's not adding up here.
Well, you know, like there's something to be said for that word cohesion. You know, I'm on board with that, but also I'm not a card carrying member of the cohesion police. They tried to recruit me. I wasn't, you know, if the songs are good, they're good. That's usually now. I like a cohesive experience.
I love a good cohesion, but and listen. Sometimes, like Jay said, you got to break up the cohesion a little bit.
Which is part of the cohesion.
Yes.
Because too much cohesion will start to drone on. Like, you got to keep things flavorful. That's part of the cohesion.
And it's part of sequencing an album.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, the song's catchy, folks. But I'll tell you one thing. At least about the chorus. It better not be catchy if you ain't black. I don't want to hear you singing this thing. I ain't even going to play the soundbite. I'm for real. You better not be singing this. Okay, don't even say Jigga. It's too close to the N word. It's basically just nigga with the J. That's what it is. JC, the nigga JC, Jigga. You know, don't say it. You're not allowed to say it. I'm laying down. What's the thing? The gauntlet. What does the gauntlet even look like? I'm laying it down.
I'm supposed to call this song "Redacted That Redacted"?
Yes, that is what you're supposed to do now.
So I guess that means
that.
Call it that.
I didn't sign up for that.
I guess that means Moles can't sing the Rough Rider song either with Jay-Z. The 2-note song. Wow.
Are you talking about Jigga?
Jigga? Yeah, how are you going to know which one
Can we talk about Swizz Beatz for a second? Recycling?
Sure.
That's literally the same beat as the Lox Wild Out. Jigga.
Wow.
Swizz Beatz is such a peculiar man to me. To me, he is.
He's a legend, though.
But I can't debate that.
My theory on the Jay-Z song, though, is summer 2001. I think he had his finger on the pulse of New York. Summer 2001, around the time of the recording of this album, there was a dance taking over New York and the world at large. Do you know what that dance is, guys?
2001. Harlem Shake?
Correct. Okay, that dance was taking over New York and the world at large. I think he said, "I want to make a Harlem Shake song."
Okay.
I don't want to be out of place this fall. In case Harlem Shake is just like the biggest thing in the world, I want to fit in. That's my theory.
So I can
because it's a very Harlem Shake-esque kind of song.
I think he was in the studio and he was like, "Yo, Dame, what's that? Is we moving weight again?" Dame was like, "What you talking about, Jay?" He said, "It's a lot of people on the corners just shaking. I don't understand. I'm out the game. Who's the new man on the block?" It's like, "No, that's the new dance, Jay. The new dance. They shaking like crackheads now. What do you mean? It's called the Harlem Shake, Jay. Oh, so you just shake? That's the dance." I like that. We gotta make a song for that. And that's how it happened. I can see it.
Fun fact, I went to high school with one of the creators of that thing. Of that dance.
Harlem Shake?
Yes. Like there was a group of them and he shared my name. His name is Jesse. He was a year older than me. He tried to verbally bully me one time. And, sad to say he's no longer amongst the living.
Oh, man.
Hey, he was kind of a degenerate, though, back in the day. So, no, really, he wasn't a bad guy, but he was just kind of like a class clown guy. And then I think his life just went on a different turn. He passed a few years ago.
Listen, Mel, listen, there's consequences to being the clown.
I'm not the clown. I was never the class clown.
Oh, you can look his name up.
Spots.
You can look his name up now. Jesse Rutland. Rutland. I went to high school with that guy.
Jesse Rutland.
And he was on I think he was in the Brown Sugar movie. There was a Harlem Shake scene. He was in the Eve Who's That Girl video. That was a big Harlem Shake moment.
That girl?
And now he's no longer with us as of 2018.
Oh, yeah. Here's the article. NY Daily News. The Harlem Shake co-creator shot dead in Brooklyn home. Oh, this is 2 years ago.
Yep.
Oh man.
And he verbally bullied me one time in high school.
Well, we still got to say,
we're not saying that's why he got shot, folks.
R.I.P. But
that's not what we're saying. But
R.I.P. But also bullying is also bad.
Right.
It's a bad thing. I'll just read this part here. It says Rutland was a part of the Crazy Boys dance crew, which developed the upper body gyrating motion that took the world by storm in hip hop videos and dance routines in the early 2000s.
Great.
Who wrote this? Christina Carrega. Well, hey, I mean, I'd rather her do that than say something stupid where I would have had to hit her with, the soundbite.
And you ain't black.
So, yeah. I'll allow her being like clinical in describing the dance. Sure. Yeah, I mean,
sorry for bringing
the only other
down.
thing I have to say about this song specifically is the only thing that really stuck out like a story. Verse 3. It felt like 2013 Hove took a time machine back to 01 with this sequence. The whole gnarly dude, I puff Bob Marley dude all day like Rastafaris do. Now I'm stuck to the point I can hardly move. You fucking up my high. Don't bother me, dude. Like all this dude talk.
This is definitely the first moment, literally in the whole catalog, if you're going album to album like we have, where he gets into like his like halfway like stoner, halfway like Austin Powers bag a little bit.
Yeah.
This is the beginnings of that, where at a certain point he just transforms into a sentient version of just that.
Yeah. I mean, folks, I got to say this in comparison to the rest of the catalog.
It sounds like a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. I can tolerate this. It gets much worse.
Well, that's why I had you play the Doja Cat drop. I love the song, but it's bad lyrically.
Listen, Jigga That nigga, folks.
It sounds like a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a 7. 7 from Wolves and Mel. It's what did you give it, Jesse? An 8?
8 plus.
I give it a 7 plus.
8 plus.
7
He
plus.
likes
8
it a
plus
lot.
7.
It's a strong 8. Yeah. Wolves gives it a strong 7. I give it a flat 7. It's a likable song, folks. What's going on? I feel like I'm in the loony bit.
Well, hey, our pal Don Will from Tanya Morgan, shout out to him. He said that "City Is Mine" is a top 3 worst Jay-Z song of all time on Twitter this week. Which number 1 was just, come on, Don, that's not true. And unless we're talking, I'm not even going to accept that opinion unless. If we're talking only considering his Black album or prior, then I'll at least entertain it. But if we're discussing the whole catalog, that's a crazy opinion. But then I saw someone say Pop 4 Rock, which I gave a 7 minus.
I don't like that one either.
I'm in Jesse's boat here. I'm gonna just leave you floating out there in the sea.
Listen, I guess you're just not going to pop for rock, all right?
What did you say in that review? You were impersonating Homer. You were like, no son of mine is going to pop for rock.
Yeah, 7 plus on this one, though. This is better than pop for rock.
Yeah.
What's
sure.
Pop for Rock? Would you love me if you wouldn't pop for rock? Oh, that's horrible. That's a bad song.
I like how Jesse, I like how Jay attacked the beat. It's not that serious. 7 minus.
Yeah, it's a bad song.
It's not that bad. He has worse. All right?
He does.
Beach Chair is coming. Beach Chair is coming.
Oh,
I like Beach Chair. I can't remember if I like it.
You shouldn't like it.
I'm going to spoil. This is not a spoiler because these are my reviews from 2018, and I need to re-listen to each album before we do each of these reviews. So, what did I give Beach Chair in 2018?
What, an 8, a 9? What is it going to be?
Oh man!
The smaller the penis, the bigger the rating on these songs.
Come on! All right, look, folks, I gave it a 7 plus.
Yeah, I predict a Moles rant.
Plus, I don't know.
I predict the Moles rant like Homecoming.
I'm going to get so heated when we get to that album. Oh, Lord. All right, well, Jigga That Redacted, 7 plus from me.
Word.
8 plus from Jesse. And a straight 7 from Mel.
Yeah. I got to say, I'm curious. I know, Jesse, you said you got more. I want to hear what else you got, man.
I hope you're ready, Mel.
I'm ready.
You said you're in my boat, so You got to be in my boat after this. We're having another segment called Mel's Intervention.
Oh, no.
This is only related to the show, not related to, real life. We're not here to talk about real life. Okay. But yeah, we have to have an intervention. We have to talk about your feelings today. That's why I go to therapy, to talk about my feelings. So, but this is all related to music. So, not real life feelings or anything. Okay. And this is a two-part thing. First, we have to do a deep dive on this Drake stand-em.
I
have 5 theories.
You're not going to believe me because you should, most people wouldn't believe an addict as they're saying they're not an addict.
Listen,
but
of course,
when I tell you caught me literally like weeks ago, I got off the stand train, the enthusiast train.
But but that's not true because you called me the next day and you said, "Mools, I'm a filthy addict."
I did say that. I did say that. Those exact words. Okay, all right, you caught me.
Jesse, continue.
Oh, and Mools' girlfriend says, "Loving Mools is complicated." That was just a joke. Wow. I don't know her. It was just a joke.
It's from the song, the soundbite I just played. Yeah,
from the clip you just played. Anyway, I have 5 theories.
10 for me. But.
I have 5 theories behind the Drake standing. Okay. Number 1, he was the voice of your generation. Perfectly harmless. Number 2, he was an extension of Lil Wayne, who you rightfully should be a big fan of.
This all tracks so far, folks.
Number 3, it's a running bit, that bleeds outside of the Drake report that just keeps going. Number 4,
a single
art that turned into reality is this theory. Okay,
right. Number 4, and I hope this isn't the case. This would be the saddest case of them all.
Oh man, here we go.
You look at Drake as like the successful rapper that you wish you were. Like his whole lifestyle, that's who Mel wishes he was. And then number 5, it's like he's really seriously into his talent, and there's no kidding behind it, and it's really earnest. So which one is it?
Okay, 1 is valid, 2 is valid. What was 2 again?
An extension of Lil Wayne.
Right. Okay. No, I knew it was. I remember it was valid. I just forgot it was. Yeah. That's valid. 3 was
the running bit that bleeds outside of the Drake report.
Not true. Okay. Unfortunately, that's. I mean, I'm playing it up for the show, but I do have great love for that man. But 4, thankfully, is not true because I don't want to be him. And I learned this, in my youth. Rather, I mean, I've never really wanted to be anyone other than myself, but I've always, idolized certain people. But I learned that
that's coming
just
up.
Because someone seems similar to me doesn't mean they actually are. But in the case of Drake, I'm fine being me. Like, I don't want to be me. I don't like his level of success.
You said I'm fine being me. I don't want to be me.
But then talk about Freudian slips. That's crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. That was nuts.
This is a therapy session.
No, because the kind of rapper he is and his positioning in the game and in society, I never wanted to be that guy. So, yeah, I serve a different audience.
I'll say this, Jesse. I'll back
now. Do I think
here.
like he's a cool guy, whereas some people think I think he's dorky in that cool way. So I think he's cool, but like I don't want to be him.
Strange statement, but I will
it's
back
not strange
Mel
to
here,
think people are cool.
And I'll say that I'll say this, Jesse, that in spending many years making music with Mel, I can say that he doesn't want to be like Drake because I think his artistic ambitions outweigh his commercial desires. So he wasn't willing to make certain compromises with his music or with the direction he wanted to go in order to be successful. He wanted to be successful on his own terms, or if that were not to be the case, then he would rather pivot and do something else.
Like rap rankings.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I co-sign what you just said.
So I will say that I don't think he wants to be Drake, but I do think
it was just a theory.
I think he wants to be with Drake in certain ways.
I think, if anything, I idolize how he's managed to position himself. Like, I think it's fascinating how he's managed to stay where he is, or rather keep climbing year after year. Now, this is a juncture, I can never remember the word, where I feel like we're going to find out once and for all if, like, he's safe for, the rest of this decade, or if this is where it ends, like he made it through the whole last decade and came out the other end as the biggest rap star on the planet. Now, I don't think you're going to get a 20-year run, but yeah, it's like, this is the part where it's make or break. Like, is it over for the run? Like, is he going to pivot to Hollywood and go act or something? Or is he going to, like, pull a Jay-Z and just, I can't leave rap. I can't leave the ting alone. It needs me, bro. Like, are we going to get that? Like, I don't know. Yeah. What was the fifth thing again? Because I'm trying to remember.
Oh, you earnestly like his talent. Like, you're really actually a fan.
Valid. That's valid. I'm a fan.
You think he's that talented?
I think he knows how to use his skill set well. I think there are people who are much more talented than him. I think he masterfully uses what skills he has. And he's gotten better at that as his career has gone on. I think early on he tried to reach and do certain things that maybe weren't exactly in his wheelhouse, and he realized that, and he just decided to tighten up his strengths to the point where he's mastered them. But yeah, I mean, the Drake report's canceled, so
it's canceled.
Jesse, yes,
yeah. You haven't heard season 2 yet. Yeah,
because he was doing all this research for this segment. He's behind on the episodes.
I was.
He hasn't heard. The Drake report has been officially canceled. It is a canceled thing.
It's a duppy. It's true.
Okay, because I came here today to tell you that you, Mel, are cooler than Drake. You marched. Yes, you marched to the beat of your own drum.
I need like an angelic soundbite. That touched me. I appreciate that.
We're all cooler than Drake. Me, you, and Moles.
Oh man.
We're smart, funny guys. We have no proof of Drake being smart or funny. Or coming up with his own material. He might be funny like on the SB that someone else, writes his stuff, but...
All right, shout out to Jensen.
All right, he writes for Drake?
Yeah, he wrote Drake's whole Emmy, or what is it, ESPYs, the sports awards, right?
Really?
Like stuff with him and Chris Brown and Blake Griffin.
Huh.
Shout out to Jensen. He shouted me out once for something I won't talk about.
Okay.
So part 2 of the intervention, Mel.
Okay.
Let's see.
I thought I was gonna get maybe a little G-Unit intervention.
Oh no, but you're part of this intervention too. You're slightly guilty of what I'm about to talk about too, Moles. Let's see here. So I got some notes here. Mel, have you ever seen the movie Swingers?
I don't believe so.
Vince Vaughn, Jon Favreau.
It's definitely familiar to me. Let me.
Okay, there was this guy named Mikey, and Vince Vaughn was Trent, and he was like his best friend, and he had to like give him, an ego boost. I think he took him to Vegas or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Moles knows what I'm talking about though.
But it's a Jesse Fairfax classic.
It's a classic. I recommend you watch it.
As a matter of fact, folks, if you do not own Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
classic.
Swingers,
that's my favorite movie of all time.
It's the Jesse Fairfax double feature. It's the Jesse Fairfax collection. If you don't own those films, correct that.
Right.
That Ferris Bueller, it's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's
Juice. That was a good one.
Yeah, so allow me to be like either Ferris Bueller or Trent, and you're either Cameron or, what's his name? Or Mikey, depending on the movie. Let's see, I got some notes here. King LJ, he ain't your friend. Daniel Ochoa, he ain't your friend and he ain't black. Moles, I'll say that's your friend. You guys got a lot of history. But these guys are all enabling your self-deprecation. And
wow,
there's this thing that comes up in the show often, and Moles, you two are guilty. You guys will go. I don't have a good Mel impression, but you'll be like, you know what I was listening to at the time. You know who I was with. And what I have to say today, my intervention is stop apologizing for liking Charles Hamilton.
But hold up, let a real nigga talk for a minute.
That's right. There you go.
I'm gonna let you do that. I'm gonna let you get that off.
There you go.
You know.
And if you get uncomfortable, you can hit we're gonna stop with this and we're gonna talk about something else.
No, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. Well, at least not yet. You know,
I have more to say.
I want to be clear. I'm glad you brought this up because I want to be clear. I never wanted to sound like something that I'm genuinely deeply ashamed of. I joke around a lot about it because you know, I know what that period was like for me, and I know what that guy meant to me and his music meant to me. But I will never be ashamed of liking Charles Hamilton.
Jesse, truly, I think if we were truly ashamed of our years of listening to Charles Hamilton, there would be no even reference of him. If someone brought him up, we'd edit that bit out of the show. If we were really trying to erase the legacy of Charles Hamilton, I don't think he would even be referenced as that man.
I think it's just that knowing where I came from and the growth that I've had since then, and knowing how deep I was a stan. Don't make no mistake, I was a Charles Hamilton.
Oh, we've seen the pictures.
They exist. But you know, he's not someone I'm ashamed of. In fact, full disclosure, recently I've taken it upon myself to do a little independent study project that I won't go. Now this is the moment where I'll hit the.
Hi guys. Okay, we're gonna stop with this, and we're gonna talk about something else.
Just know that there are things out in the ether that I'm working on by myself late at night in the room. Very, very throwback Charles Hamilton environment that I'm doing this research in. You know, 2 a.m, headphones on, getting in my feelings.
But Jesse, hold on. Why are these people not his friends?
Oh, because they never had an intervention before me. I'm like
they never checked me for
I'm his only black friend. Daniel Ochoa, he ain't black.
You know. Yeah, man. I'm not ashamed, and I will never apologize for enjoying him. But I can also not, in good faith, recommend somebody just run out right now and start listening to him. You need if that's really something you want to do with your life, listening to Charles Hamilton, you're gonna need a guiding presence to keep you steady. You need an anchor. You know, because
we're there's over 200 projects, so you're gonna have your hands full just trying to figure out what order to tackle them in.
You know,
and that's what makes just covering him on this show, aside from the fact that most of his music isn't available anywhere but like a paste bin document, makes it kind of hard for us to do his stuff on the show because he only actually has one album.
I've already accepted that he would need his own show, a dedicated show, and it wouldn't be that frequent, but it'd be like we do it whenever we do it. It'd be the Charles Hamilton show. Each episode would be a project. That's the only way to do it. We can't mix him in with everything.
He'd need his own board entirely, basically.
Yeah. And we're allow me to toot my own horn here. You know, I'm not gonna name any names, but we're the only 2 people who can do it. So.
Right. You could
but,
even say,
we bring in other people. We bring in the fans that we know.
Moles and Mel are the foremost authority on Charles Hamilton.
There's the man out there claiming to be a scholar. I'm not gonna G check him because I know he's deep in the game.
Listen,
he's still deep in the game.
I know the man. I actually have
you can say his name. It's one Julian Dunn.
Listen, one J Dunn.
He calls himself the foremost Charles Hamilton scholar.
Well, maybe of the entire catalog, but there's no one who's more scholarly than Moles and Mel from 2008 until 2014.
I'm talking with some people. I'm talking with some old friends. They're interested. When we get this show off the ground, whenever it happens, they're going to be brought in. I'm not trying to say we are the end all be all.
We say,
but we're the only 2 willing, I think, to go that deep on it.
We say all of this to say, Jesse, there is no attempt to like blackball or hide the existence of Charles Hamilton or our enjoyment.
I'm a little down today.
There we go.
I'm a little depressed today.
Thank you, Vince.
Got a lot of things on my mind bothering me, but I still got to promote my show.
Speak on it.
Whenever Charles is brought up. So,
Well, I got a message for Julian Dunn.
Okay.
This is a Drake and Daniel Ochoa mashup. You a bozo, my boy.
Hey, man.
Julian, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
There's no beef.
Sorry,
there's
no one.
You're
no one
invited
is safe.
on the show.
No one is safe.
Anyone
on
who
Rap
was
Rankings.
in that fandom and in that orbit, you're invited on the show. It's a group effort, like we know they were all out. We know each other. It's a secret society. If you know, you know. It was a cult, bro. It was a cult.
It was a cult, but we got a new cult now.
That's right.
The cult of Rab Rankins.
That's right. And if Julian Dunn tries to come for Melon Mools, I got a Michelle Tanner and Daniel Ochoa mashup. You're in big trouble, bozo.
Gotta love these mashups, man. This is good stuff.
That's it. And I talked to Chief. He said Julian Dunn can't compete with you guys.
Finally, Chief says something that makes sense.
Well, Chief, we heard from Chief recently, actually, on something, didn't we?
I think we did.
Yeah, so Chief's doing well.
Chief, is it Chief Chekaho? Chief Lots of Dough? What was it?
Yeah, you gotta be Chief Lots of Dough. Is that the Chief?
Speaking of, that song would be canceled in 2020.
Canceled?
If he came out with it in 2020 in cancel culture?
Oh, well, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Like,
I think I've said that by this point.
I played Blueprint today preparing for the show. That song is like so racist.
For sure.
And it got a pass in like
it did.
2001. Like, we thought those were like funny lyrics.
It was pre 9/11, Jesse. Things were at the height of race relations were never better at that point in time.
Man.
That's where we got Marilyn Manson and Will Smith in that famous photo.
There were Indian jokes on that song the day of 9/11.
You didn't know that was going to happen?
I know, but I'm just saying, luckily.
Jesse, I will repeat what my notes were for that song. I said it's crude, it's offensive, it's groan-inducing, it's humorous, it's delightfully cheesy. It wouldn't fly these days at all, at least not in the amount of circles that it would need to in order to be massively successful. Long story short, he's going through a bunch of racial and gender stereotypes and covering all of his different flings and relationships with women. Spanish, Black, French, Indian, young hood, model, paranoid, Peruvian, stoner, Chinese, African, and lastly, this girl that doesn't give him any play.
Bobby?
Nice. It's a cult, folks. You gotta be in the cult to understand.
Listen, I changed that word forever. I changed Lashley forever. And shout out to Bobby Lashley. He's the new United States champion. And Cedric Alexander just joined the Hurt Business. That's black excellence, folks.
Oh, man. This guy telling us what black excellence is. Do I even need to hit the soundbite? Come on. Anyway. Listen, we've covered a lot of ground here.
Think of today's episode like you guys got a chance to, tell Vince what you thought of the WWE.
Amazing.
I don't think he would get a perfect takeaway like we did. I'm sorry, Vince. I don't think he'd be scoring perfect takeaways.
Listen, I gotta say, Rab, we're on fire.
I'll tell you, just like WWE, Jesse Fairfax is seems like he's emulating Roman Reigns' new mantra: wreck everyone and leave.
There you go.
The official Roman Reigns of Rap Rankings is Jesse Fairfax.
I didn't know who he was. My lady had to point him out in that movie.
The Big Dog in the Wrong Missy on Netflix.
That's a funny movie.
Funny movie.
The Wrong Missy?
Watch it, man.
Happy Madison, bro.
I didn't know he was in a movie.
He's in the opening. He's in the first scene.
And the end. In the end, I think.
Okay.
In the end, yeah.
Well,
you gotta love that.
I'll be checking that out.
He bookends a modern comedic classic.
It's pretty funny.
It's very funny.
Listen,
Back when comedies used to make us laugh.
Right.
You know,
man, Roman Reigns was in a movie,
ago.
and I didn't hear about it. All I gotta say is,
I don't know how.
I don't know how I didn't hear about it. You know, maybe this is my new theory. His cousin, The Rock, doesn't want him to be bigger than he is in Hollywood.
Okay, a little Drake, Lil Wayne action going on.
You never know.
More on that when we do the Carter 3 or Thank Me Later.
Yeah, either one. But
put that together, folks. If you're smart enough, if you're tapped in enough to the cult.
Listen, the clues, they're everywhere, man. The truth is out there. You want to know? Just, you know, put the pieces together. But listen, before we end up accidentally creating like what would we be? R-Anon? Rap Rankings Anon? All rap related conspiracy theories.
Yep.
Much better than QAnon, I'll say. Much better. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that at all. I'll end. This is my final soundbite, folks.
What got us on this subject anyway? We'll be discussing politics next.
That's how the last guest spot ended, it seems.
It is.
I feel like I'm living in the freaking Groundhog's Day or something.
Oh man, well,
Jesse definitely brought the fire. He wrecked everyone.
Listen, I may have been too quick to call GM the most electrifying man in Rap Rankings history. They might be the yin and yang. Like Jesse, he doesn't have to turn up and he still gets the same effect. What is he? I'm trying to think of you said who's GM?
He was our guest on the Dynasty episode last week.
I gotta go hear him.
He was.
You gotta go
absolutely
we want
maniacal.
You to.
You know what? I'll say this: he was like the evil Jesse.
I think of him as the more well. Jesse can be chaotic, but in the best way. I think GM is Jesse's chaotic neutral. GM is chaotic evil.
That's right. Pure evil, but he'll be back. That's how evil works, folks. You let it in once, you let him in.
You get a bunch of sequels brought to you by New Line Cinema.
You let. I don't know about Mulan, but you let him in.
New Line Cinema, Fiend, not Mulan.
You let him in, and then you change. You turn evil yourself.
Man. Well, listen. I gotta go take an evil dump. To be honest with y'all.
All right. Well, Jesse, stick around for a couple seconds after we end the recording so we can grab your audio, and you're free to go right here on Rap Rankings.
Yeah, I don't have anything to promote, guys. I'm not like these other guests.
He's not like y'all.
He knows. Listen, he knows he's good money. If there's something to promote, he doesn't even have to be on the show. He knows he's gonna get the shout out. That top 50 MCs.
All right.
That
these
Dub
other
Lab.
guys. Other guys are trying to make the show on the NPR. I'm just here for the fun.
Wow.
These other guys are trying to start their own podcasts off our damn guest spots. So
all right, and in the words, well, it's not his words, but in the voice of Axl Rose, those guys are fucking jabrones.
All right, folks.
You heard it here, folks.
The blueprint rolls on.
Blueprint rolls on. Yeah.
Final words for the day. I was born with more rhymes than Leanne. I really am a musical prodigy. Damn. Can't see Charles Player. I'm lyrically a beast, and this motherfucking beat is in D sharp major.
Wake
That's
up,
it.
play a couple chords on my Yamaha till my mama got tight. Tell me that I gotta stop. Like Charles is 3:20 in the morning, so it's 7 o'clock. Yeah, it's better not be yawning. I said, please, mommy. Okay. I'm gonna puff my chest out now. And Jesse, I'm gonna do that for you.
So Jesse told me,
Oh man, you won't believe what Jesse told me. All right, let me get out of here. See y'all for track 6.
Peace.
Hey, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all of the other episodes, check the link in the description, stop by raprankings.com, or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. And please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help us grow the channel and continue our journey as hip-hop's first and premier extreme podcast.